Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome to the second part of the power moves to make to position for your next level. My name is Modesta Mahiga, and just in case it's the first time we connect, we can connect on absolutely every platform. I am a global leadership strategist, coach, consultant. I am an author, and I thank God that I've had the privilege of speaking on TEDx and stuff. You're like, oh my goodness, I'm up there with the greats. Well, maybe not yet, but I'm on my way. Hi, Emma. Thank you so much. This is part 2 of a 3-part series. I have 10 amazing power moves for you to make in 2022 to position for your next level. We started with 3 before. So if you haven't watched that video, go to Modesta Mahiga YouTube channel and watch the first 3. I am going to entitle this series of 3, part 1, part 2, part 3, so that you don't get lost in the navigation. Part 1 was about hiring a coach, not because I am a global leadership coach, but because that is so key when you have been trying by yourself and have not seen the results that you want. And now really are serious in the next 6 to 12 months, I am going to get the results that I want. I am going to move to my next level. So hiring a coach is an absolute no-brainer. It is critical. Because you may have the gifts, you may have the talents, you may have the experience, but what got you where you are is not what will get you where you need to go, but a coach will. The second power move to make to get to your next level was prepare your professional documents. Make sure they're enhanced and they look like where you're going. Many a times when we're told to share our documents, we share where we've come from, right? It's almost CV-like. It's chronologically where we've come from and where we are right now. But if you're positioning for your next level, you need to show that you have what it takes for the next level. Now, most people get stuck here and they think, Modesta, what are you talking about? But I'm not at my next level. How do I then show that I have what it takes for the next level? You do that by bringing out, highlighting what is key, because you already have the ingredients of what it takes for your next level, right? Highlighting what is key, muting what is not, as far as it's relevant for your next level. So make sure your CV, your bio, and I have an amazing video on how to write a professional bio on Modesta Mahiga YouTube channel. CV, bio, your company profile, your online profile. Make sure all of these documents really point to the next level opportunity you're positioning for. Not more of the same of where you are, because guess what? If you keep doing that, those are the opportunities that keep coming by. I'm going to share this example with my move away from human resource development. Well, I just kept on sending a CV that really looked like a human resource management professional. Nothing wrong with that, but that's not what I wanted to position for my next level. So I had to tweak my CV. And you've heard me say, for those that have been watching Modesta Mahiga YouTube videos, that I have several CVs. So I started tweaking these CVs to look like where I'm going. And it's made all the difference, because however it is you introduce yourself, however it is you present yourself, however it is you carry yourself, that's exactly how people will receive you. You can literally teach people how to treat you. And that goes with your documents as well. And the third power move I spoke about in part 1 of this series was to enhance your online profile. Make sure that you build an online presence, an online brand that says, my goodness, there is no question, this is the go-to person for this area. I stress the fact that people will believe what you say about yourself online. Whatever it is you say, that is what people will believe. That is how people will take you. If you're saying, oh, that's just a thing I do on the side, it wasn't really serious, I was just commenting, no one is going to take the time to ask you. I often when I interact with my clients, because we are on social media together, and I might see them post something, and I know this is kind of hulking over, I'll go back to them in DMs, or I'll WhatsApp them and I'll say, given who you say you're positioning to be and where you're going, that thing's going to work against you. And boy, do I wish I had someone to do that, because I truly believe there's a time in my past I lost out on an opportunity because of something I wrote on social media. It wasn't bad, but it was controversial. And I'm guessing for the role they were considering me, they didn't want me to lean on any extreme side. They would have preferred that I was open to everything. But as a Christian, I can't be open to absolutely everything when my God says it's a sin. So you put me up, between sin and opportunity, the opportunity had to go. I think I lost out because of taking a strong stand against something. So what you post on social media, that's just where I'm going. I don't want you guys to go to what I was mentioning about being a Christian, etc. But I want you to focus on the fact that whatever you say, that's how people will take you. So if that's not what you mean, if that's not how you want to be received, please be mindful. Please present yourself. Your online profile is that opportunity. It's like getting an interview 24/7. You can post things that cast you in the best light. You can comment on themes and hashtags of interest, and people will start associating you with that. You can simply reshare from other industry authorities, and people will take you to be one of those people at those levels that are moving and shaking in that sphere. So what you do, investing and enhancing your online profile, is absolutely key if you want to prepare for your next level. So those were the three from part 1 of this 3-part series. Like I said, all 3 videos will be on Modesta Mahiga YouTube channel. And so whenever you have the time, I recommend that you go through those, take those points, and they're actionable. You can immediately start making a difference. The 3 we're going to talk about today are absolutely amazing. The first one, for a while, was misunderstood, and that is enlist a sponsor. And when I put up a post for this video, I asked, do you have a sponsor? And a sponsor, that word is used in so many different contexts. Some people might think, well, what do you mean? That I have an event and somebody's sponsoring it? Do you mean somebody who gives me money for an opportunity, and maybe they're sponsoring me for education? What do you mean by sponsor? A sponsor, as far as you making your next level move in your career or business, is a person that will use, as Carla Harris says, their social or professional capital in your favor. This is a person who has access to the decision makers, to the platforms, to the spaces where you will be reviewed, where you will be assessed, where you will be evaluated, and knows you well enough and knows your work and performance as far as is relevant to the opportunity, your next level opportunity, and therefore can speak on your behalf. Now, there are times people are like, well, wait a second, you're talking about nepotism. You're talking about favoritism. I mean, what happens to the rest of us who don't have sponsors? Listen to this. I have been reading this book, and I may have mentioned it to you. It's called How Women Rise, and they identify 12 habits that get in the way of women rising. Now, these habits some men may have them, but they are particular to women. Most women than men have them. And I noticed, amongst many others, it wasn't just these 2, but I noticed I had these 2 behaviors that have been holding me back these past 20 years. 20 years of progress I could have made had I really paid attention to these 2. One, that I build rather than leverage relationships, rather than getting into a relationship and thinking strategically. How then, who do they know? What can they access that would be a value add to me? Well, we just build relationships, don't we? I mean, we don't want to seem like we're schemers. We don't want to seem like, we're in it to get something. You truly I just like you, and I just get along with you. And can we be friends? Or, oh, this is my go-to colleague. Never really thinking strategically, what does that then mean in terms of the access that I have and you know, even some of the feedback I can get and the growth that I could see in my life. So I then would just build relationships. I have built relationships with many amazing men and women that have access to spheres of influence, platforms that I would never dream of. I didn't take advantage of the fact that I have a relationship with them. You guys don't even know who I have access to. I don't ask them for anything. I'm just in relationship with them, and that's it. Wherever I can add value, I add value. And that's it. But there are people, not that they're scheming, not that they're always out to look out for number one, which I just found out there's nothing wrong with it. We were taught differently, right? But they truly understand, wait a second, I have access to this person. This person is an industry leader. This person is a decision maker. This person sits on the board of that organization. This person is a person that vets these kinds of things. This person could help me position myself in the best light so that I can take advantage of these opportunities. It never occurred to me to do that. And so I have been working, I've been delivering, I have great, powerful relationships, but haven't done anything about them. So then if I don't move at the speed of Modesta, then I guess I don't move. And I learned that that is working against me. There is power in not just building relationships, but also leveraging relationships for you to succeed. If you want to learn more about that, I highly recommend How Women Rise by Sally Helgeson and Malcolm Gladwell. The second behavior that I realized was working against me, which is why I am for getting a sponsor, matter of fact, sponsors, is that I don't build allies from day one. That's what they call it, right? Showing up in a context, I do my work, I do it well, I am friendly, I am helpful, but I'm not letting people know what I'm doing, and especially not letting people know where I want to go. What is the vision for my life, for my career? What is my next step? And therefore, they would have this in mind when something like that crosses their desk or comes to mind, or it comes up in the email, they say, oh, wait a second, Modesta did mention. So you're out there, and I think some people here can relate, doing your work, doing well, being excellent, but somebody else who you feel like is just schmoozing, who's, wrapping up against others, who's trying to be with the decision makers, they get an opportunity and you're like, you know what? I know for a fact they don't perform as well as I do. I know for a fact I help them with a lot of the things that they're actually doing and reporting up there. I do not believe they don't see through him or her. I do not believe they're getting the opportunity and I am not. And then what do? Then we say, but God, you see me. Come on, somebody. God, you see me. You see what I'm about. You see where I'm going. And so when the time comes, you will open the door. Listen, even Joseph had to have that cupbearer remember him, although he was late, okay, granted. Had to have that cupbearer remember him and mention his name to Pharaoh. Pharaoh was never going to meet Joseph, even if he was a nice slave in prison, helping out very well. That wasn't enough for doors to be open to access Pharaoh. One of the case studies, one of the stories mentioned in that book, bear with me, staying with this book, I need to really make clear this point of enlisting a sponsor. One of the stories was there was a lady who had been working for a very long time for this law firm. Her colleague, a man, came in and from day one was talking about one day he wants to make partner. He was talking about the moves he wants to, from day one, he kept articulating this. He would deliver well. He would express this to his colleagues. He would express this to his managers. He would express this to the partners. So when time came, right, they both worked, they both delivered, and the names came up. Come on now, this is where we're coming to sponsors. The names came up at this meeting, whether it was a board meeting or a partner meeting, about who then should we invite to join partnership, his name came up and everybody's like, yeah, for sure. He's been ready from the beginning. Like he is the one we're going to pick as partner. So he gets chosen that year. I think that, they can only take one every, so long. And she was livid. She was so mad. How could they take him? I mean, I work this one, I do that and do that. And so she mentions that, I think, I'm trying to remember the story. And they say, well, we had no idea you would like to make partner. It never crossed our minds. We knew that you deliver and you work well. And guess what, people? Let me just tell you this for free. When you deliver well at your role, guess what? The organization will want you to stay at that role because you deliver well in that role. If you have any aspirations of climbing higher in your career, if you have any aspirations of having, expanding your market, if you have any aspirations of building your empire, you'll have to let somebody know. Because the thing about the next level is you're not there yet, which then means somebody else will have to open that door to your next level. So when she mentioned this, they said, we had no clue. You didn't ever show that you were interested. We knew that you loved your work. We knew that you delivered well, but it never crossed our minds that you would actually want to make partner of this law firm. And you've been here all these years. We had no clue. So she says, I am. I mean, what did you think I was hanging around for all these years for? Of course I want to make partner. They said, we just knew you enjoyed working here. You love delivering. You like clients and the nature of work we do. And that's why. So that she goes back and thinks, oh my goodness, I didn't once articulate to a single person that my aspirations were partnerships. I assumed they would know that my aspirations was to make partnership and they would invite me. But because it didn't once come out of me, I showed no interest. Not that I didn't work, I worked and delivered, but I actually didn't ever express to a single person that I wanted to make partnership, so they overlooked me. So this then takes us to the point of sponsoring. You're like, oh, Modesta, finally. Look, you know you needed that little background story to partner so that you don't think it's nepotism. It is absolutely necessary. If you are at the level you are and you're doing extremely well, whether in business or you're in your career, right? You're employed somewhere, and you would like to move to your next, because first of all, you're doing really well. People will tend to want you to stay where you are doing really well. Right? And also because the next level is kind of out of reach because it is next level and you are here, that door will have to be opened by someone. And because when people are, reviewing your work, when people are evaluating your performance, you are not in those conversations, you're not there, then it means you need someone that is there that can say, listen, I know him and I know his work and I will use my name. I can vouch for that person that they're going to deliver. It's not that you don't have what it takes at all, but they're sitting in camera. They're sitting in a room and they're about to talk amongst themselves and determine who looks like they're ready for next level. You have no way of answering questions that they have on their minds. You have no way of explaining when they mention a thing or not about you. I've had an incident where people were in decision making in a government agency, and somebody heard that there was something not done well by me. And they were considering me for an opportunity. And they said, then we're not going ahead with her. Now, one of my colleagues was in that meeting and later came to tell me, I don't know why my colleague didn't speak up for me, but that's another thing. And came to tell me, listen, that thing that somebody else did, they think that's you. And they were considering you for this. And they actually all decided, no, they will not go with you. Me, Modesta, they will not go with you because of this thing they had heard. Now, what if that was a next level opportunity I was open to? I didn't even know about that opportunity, but let's just say that I am on the front end of this, that you are on the front end of this, and there are next level opportunities that you are aware of. You can then speak to those people that know you well, that know your work well, as far as it's relevant to that opportunity, and say, I am actually interested in this. This is my next level. In the next 6 months, in the next 12 months, I would like to do this. I know you are on this board. I know that you have access to this. I know that you are scouting, this organization is scouting for, please consider me. It doesn't mean that you don't send, independent documents. It doesn't mean that you're still not going to get in on merit. Of course you will, but there comes a point where people, even that list, who should we even invite to send in their CV? Even that initial list, somebody has to come in and say, ask Modesta to send her CV. Ask Patricia to send her CV. Ask Sunday to send his CV, right? So enlisting a sponsor as a person who will use their social or professional capital to say, hey, listen, I know this person. I know they can deliver. You can come back and hold it against me if they don't, is going to make the difference. Even when you're in senior management, even when you've been a seasoned business person, there are platforms, there are levels, there's access you won't have unless you can have someone boom, 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 right? Pounding the table on your behalf. A power move for you this year, knowing that you're a person that delivers, knowing that you are a person that is really helpful to other people, knowing that you're a person of impact. A power move, if you have not by yourself been able to access your next level, is to enlist a sponsor. The fifth power move for you to take if you want a position for your next level is then, let me get this right, because I've been writing these things down. Let me get this, guys, I invest, is upgrade your network. And I want to really script this. When I mention upgrading your network, a lot of people take offense. Like, oh, now I want to move up. So now do I leave my family? Do I leave my friends? Do I leave my colleagues? My buddies, my people? I am not saying who you should leave, who you should take, who goes with you all the way. Listen to what I am saying. This is going to help you. Your vision, your next level vision, determines who you surround yourself with. Your next level vision determines your network. And I want you to objectively, emotions aside, consider this, and I'm going to script it. Listen, if you're not on our weekly email list, and I don't know how to help you, because everything I come to share here in summary, they receive in detail on those emails. They're leaders on the leadership success list that I put out every Friday that are implementing wonders in their careers and businesses. So if you haven't already, please go to modestamahiga.com. Watch the rebrand. Did somebody catch the rebrand? modestamahiga.com, and subscribe to that 360 leadership success, so long, right? 360 leadership success email. So that you don't feel, I don't believe Modesta is telling me that I'm now going to sacrifice my gung-ho people we've done life with simply because I want to move to the next level. I want you to do this objectively. If you don't have something to write with, we clearly have not been around each other. When I start, you best have something to write with. You're going to get something that you can implement today. First thing I want you to do is ask yourself, what is my next level vision? What is my vision? Where am I going? And because you're a 360 leader, right? You're gonna have your personal, and you're gonna have your professional, you're gonna have your private, and you're gonna have your public. You're thinking of you in your entirety. And if this is difficult for you, imagine that you have a journalist who's featuring you, and they're featuring you at your next level. So what are they describing about you? What type of person are you? What things are you doing? What impact are you having, right? So that's your vision. What is your vision for your next level? Then I'd like you to ask, please, this is work for the weekend. This is why I show up on the weekends. You're going to do this. I hope the football matches are out. I hope, the shopping and all of that is out. And you can carve out some time for your development. Nothing more important. You're going to ask yourself, so what resources do I need for my next level? What skills, what knowledge, what attitude, what access, assets, finances, time, help, support, guidance, what do I need for my next level? What do I need to be able to position and get to my next level? And you're going to list everything you need for you to be at your next level, right? Then you're going to say, who are the people that I most engage with? Who are the people that are in my life? Who are the people that I have access to? Who are the people that I spend most time with? And you're going to list family and friends and colleagues and industry peers. You're going to mention people, in your spiritual circles. You're going to mention everybody, all your people. You list them down, right? Then you're going to ask yourself, which one of these resources, right? My next level resources that I will need to fulfill my next level vision. Are you guys tracking with me? Are you guys with me, right? Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. What of these resources, which of these resources do these people I've listed down bring? Let me tell you exactly how I put it here. Who in my current network can help me with which next level resource, right? Because you have a next level vision. You wrote down just absolutely everything you think you need for your next level. Then you wrote down all your close people, all your people, family, friends, colleagues, peers in the industry, leaders, faith leaders, everything. You wrote all of that down. Then you ask yourself, who in my current network can help me with which specific resource for my next level? And you're going to start writing, okay, so my mom, my dad, my husband, and my wife. You're going to list out everybody, their name, and their resource. Some people have several resources. You're like, oh, wow, great. I haven't leveraged that. I've built relationships with them, but I haven't leveraged that relationship. I'm going to go to them with this. Some people may have the one. Some people, you're going to look at your next level and you say, wait a second. This person adds absolutely no value for my next level. This person is not doing anything for my next level. And listen, I'm not just talking about your career business. I'm talking about your spiritual growth. I'm talking about your personal development. I'm talking about your relational growth. I'm talking about your financial growth. I'm talking about every area of your life, right? And I will say, please do not take offense at this. Please look at this objectively. If you want to go to your next level, it means you have a next level vision. As a 360 leader, as a 360 personal and professional, private and public, every area of your life, you want to upgrade it to your next level. It means that you're going to need next level resources. And I would like you to please, this is a very practical work so that you're not getting emotional about when somebody tells you need to upgrade your network, you need to change your friends, you need to change the people you hang out with, you need to change the people that you have access to. You truly do. I'd like you to write down your next level vision. Imagine a journalist who's doing a feature on you, speaking in the present. They're talking about who you are and what you do and how you are, etc. That gives you a picture of that next level, the life you live, the work that you do, the impact that you have. Then come back to the present and say, okay, so if that's my future, then what resources do I need to get to my next level? What knowledge, what skills, what attitude, what assets, what finances, what platforms, what do I have back here? Time, help, support, guidance, skills, attitudes. What do I need for my next level? Then you write those down, right? Then you ask yourself, who are my closest people? Family, friends, colleagues, peers in the industry, people in your community, people in your faith, organizations, all of that. Who are my closest people? Who are the people I have access to? Who are the people I can write to? I can email, I can text, and they're there for me. Then ask yourself, list down, right? You've got a list of these people and the relationship that you have with them. Then you're going to write down these resources. For each person, which of these next level resources that I need do they bring? What do they bring? You're going to write them down, as many as you can think for each person. You will see gaps. You will see that, wait a second, this is the next level that I'm going to. These are the resources I need to fulfill my next level vision. This is what my current network can help me with. This is what they can give me access to. But there will be gaps. There will be gaps your current network cannot fulfill for your next level growth. That is not personal to your current network. That is not an insult to you. That is just life. Because I keep saying that your next level is next level. You're not there yet. If you could be at your next level, then absolutely everything around you would be next level, including your network. So it is okay. We will continue to grow. You seeking out other relationships doesn't mean that you are ungrateful, doesn't mean that you think you're high and mighty and better than others. Not at all. It is not your emotion and how you feel that determines who you access and who has access to you at your next level. It is your vision. Your vision determines who surrounds you. Because for your vision to come to fruition, for you to grow to your next level, you will need somebody to open that door. Why? Because it's next level. You're not there yet. That someone then is where this exercise comes back to. You're going to go through every person that is your person right now that you have access to, including the influencers you follow and the books that you read, every person you have access to, and which of your specifically next level resources you're getting from them. And where you see gaps, you need to fill that gap. If your current network could give you next level resources and you haven't leveraged it, please leverage those relationships so that you can grow to your next level. But if on just objective, neutral appraisal, your current network does not have what it takes for you to grow to your next level, you need to upgrade your network. And that was a very neutral exercise. Where am I going? Vision. What resources do I need? Absolutely 360 in every area that you need. Who are the people around me right now? Which of the resources specifically, which person and which resources can my current network provide? What are the gaps? Fill those gaps with new networks. Upgrade your network. So what are you going to do with the people you're currently with? You may well, stay in relation. For instance, what am I going to do with my family, right? I'm going to be in relation with my family. I may have boundaries about certain things that may not be crossed. It could be finances, it could be relationships, it could be input into, but my family is my family. But everybody else, you truly need to see. So for instance, if you're in a relationship with somebody where you feel like this relationship is toxic, but we've always been there, we've been friends since grade school, and what do? Do you have the mental bandwidth to handle that toxicity? You have that? If not, get a next level friend that is a safe place to go, a safe place for you to grow. If you're with a network, oh my goodness, I remember somebody saying this. And for your next level, you need to access certain funding. And those funds would make somebody, your entire network would hold their head, say, what, you want to do what? Where will you get with that kind of money? Where will you steal? What are you thinking? Don't even try to do anything like that. Then you're like, no, so clearly, no, right? If your next level is like, oh my goodness. If that is your current profile, then maybe you cannot be having these conversations about vision. Maybe you cannot be having conversations about the kind of investment you want to make with your current people. You need to change people. People say that, they're like, yeah, that makes sense. All right, what you need? $500,000, $1 million. Yeah, that's nice. That's to start with. Imagine your vision, your big thing that you want to do. Somebody else is like, yeah, that's nice as a starter. That's nice. You're like, man, okay, so these are levels. Like, this to me was me praying, fasting, thinking it's such a great risk. And to you, you're like, that's a good start. And you're meeting next level people, right? Because they're going to stretch you to grow, to get into that, and not deter you to move away. Not to say you don't listen to sound judgment and wisdom, but just to say, when you do this exercise, you will truly see the gaps in your current network of the next level resources you need. And it is on you to fill that gap by upgrading your network. Power move number 6. Is this of value, people? Is this of value to you? Power move number 6. If you are to get to your next level in the next 3 to 6 months, I kid you not, guys, when I say these things, I'm not just saying stuff because I can. I'm saying this because you truly can, in the next 6 to 12 months, get to where you want to get to when you apply these power moves. Power move number 6 for you to get to your next level is solicit opportunities. So you've done all that preparation, you hired a coach, and you upgraded your professional documents, and you've got a better online branding, online presence. And what else did I say? You have enlisted, sponsors. So they're people who know what you're doing. They know your work well. They know you well, and they can vouch for your character, your competence, and your connection, your relationships with others. You have what we just talked about, upgraded your network. So you're now moving, with the people, the resources, the mindsets, the access of your next level. Well, then it's now time to make a move. It's now time to start soliciting those opportunities. It's time to start having conversations with people. You've mapped, right? You've mapped the people that you need for your next level. The people that you currently have access to that maybe you just built relationship and never thought of leveraging. Well, here's the opportunity. You now need to step out because, the plan only works when you work the plan. Step out and ask for a coffee, ask for lunch. Please don't make them pay. Okay. You're going to ask. So you pay. You pay for your coffee, you pay for their coffee to pay for their lunch too. You ask to have a conversation. If it's with an individual, letting them know what it is you're doing. Make sure you're always prepared with your documents. This is why preparing your documents was point number 2. You come with your documents. This is where I'm looking to go, and I am applying for this. Could you review what I'm applying for? Or it could be there is a platform that you can only access through certain vetting. Then you apply for that opportunity. If it is school, if it's a job, if it's whatever it is, this is now when you do it. If it is funding, then apply. There's no point in having all of that preparation and then you sit on it. It's time to then solicit those opportunities. So this is what I would recommend, guys. Practical step-by-step. This is what I share with you. Practical step-by-step. You can get off these videos and go apply. If you're not taking notes now, which I would highly always recommend, because then you get to write what you are thinking, how you're interpreting, and what that means to you and the actions that you want to take. But if not, go to Modesta Mahiga YouTube. First, subscribe, turn on notifications. That goes without saying. But rewatch these videos. Get the points that are relevant to you and start taking action. So to solicit opportunities, which is, right, this is what I was preparing for. This is why I was positioned for my next level. Now I am applying myself. I am approaching people so that those doors can open for the next level. Do your research to find out, number 1, the profile of those you're going to speak to, you're going to present to. It's always good not just to come out of your mold and the way you think and what you want to get, and you just tell people how great you are, what you want, where you're going, and how you're going to do it. Doesn't always serve you well. Get to find out who you're speaking to. Get to find out what is of interest to them, not just the individuals, but the organization. Sometimes we're connecting around partnerships, and we're just talking about me, my business, me, my nonprofit, me, what I want to do. What about them? What's in it for them? Nobody is obligated to sponsor anything of yours, to pay for anything of yours, to partner with you. They're looking out for number 1. They're always looking out for them. Every person is always out to hear, okay, so what's in it for me? Why me? Why are you approaching me? What will my organization get in return? What, right? And so when you go in, it's like me, make it very clear that this is what I see as the returns for you to engage with me. So do your research to find out the profile of those you're going to present to. Number 2, do your research to know what you need to prepare. Don't make assumptions. Just because power move number 2 was to enhance your professional documents doesn't mean you just bring them the way they are. I told you I have several CVs, I have several bios, I even have several company profiles. I have several things, and I send out a different package depending on the opportunity that I'm applying for. So make sure you've done your research to know which organization or which individuals you're speaking to and what would be of interest to them to open these doors for you or to consider you. And then what then do you need to prepare? Some organizations, some applications will be very prescriptive. Send this in this format, fine. Others are just open, really just wow us. Just present something. Think it through. Don't just throw things. In my life in recruitment and talent acquisition, I've had all kinds of things thrown. Just people couldn't care less. I have seen people, please go check out your social media handles right now. People have misspelled their own names. Their own names. Their own names. Their own names. People have misspelled their own names. I've received documents that have one name here and another name here. Their own name. I can't. I'm right? If you're not serious about it, why should I be serious about it? I mean, right? Please, make sure you do the research to find out what you need to prepare. Prepare well in advance. Prepare something absolutely excellent. Something that would wow them, because understand, you're in competition with the whole world at this point. Anybody from anywhere can apply, right? So make sure it wows. And one of the ways to make sure it wows is to have an independent third party look at it. If they ask you to pay, please pay them. Like, people always like, can I send you my CV to look at? No, you cannot send me your CV. I do that for a living. That's a service I offer. So let's talk business. I will do that for you. But you can't just send me. No, I'm not. I don't have the time. I don't have the bandwidth to just look at the world's CV. So please, let's respect people's trade and time. If that is a service they offer, please invest in that service. You're preparing for your next level. The returns will be significantly more, right? So no, prepare well. Have somebody look it through. Look through it so that you have ample time to go and edit and then send the best application you absolutely can. The third thing for you to do is research what you will actually then present. What are you presenting? Not everything is relevant. Not all the background stories, just get to exactly what they need to make a decision. For instance, as an executive, I am a big picture and then bottom line. I am working. Okay, I'm being more patient, but I catch it quickly. I catch where you're going quickly, and I just want to get to the bottom line so I can make a decision. I'm also a decisive person. I can make a decision as soon as I see a thing. I can know whether to go for or go again. Do that with people. Do not ever imagine you have a lot of time. Don't ever, ever, ever imagine that people want to hear your entire backstory. People want you to get to the point. You're not the only person they're listening to. This is not the only thing they're doing their time, especially when you're asking for favors, especially when you're not paying people for their service and their time. Don't come in with a big story. Get to the point. But the only way you can get to the point is if you've done the research on who they are and what is of interest to them to hear. You've done the research on what then you're going to, what then you need to prepare, and specifically, the specific messages that you're going to convey for them to be able to make a decision. You will even go as far as to check how you're going to present. Are you going to present are you going to speak? Are you going to have a presentation deck? Are you going to create a video? Are you going in person? Or maybe there's a template, that they've offered you submitting it through the template. Do what would absolutely be the best portrayal of you and your work. Research, number 5, research to know then what would be the call of action. What do you want? Have you ever been in a meeting? Have you ever gone to speak to somebody and after everything you have said, they say, so what do you want? Meaning, I didn't get it. I don't actually know. I hear what you're saying, but I actually don't know what you want from me. Now, those are the kind of people who will even bother to ask you, so what do you want? So first of all, make clear what you want. Secondly, you need to be very specific. Areas are wide. You need to be specific. Are you asking for me to be a referee? Are you asking me to fund you? Are you asking me to fund? Is it seed funding that you need? Is it seed capital? What are you asking? Do you want me to have equity investment in your business? What are you asking? Please be clear about what you're asking, which means you've researched exactly what you need and they have the capacity to deliver, because you need to know whether they can do that or not, right? Be very specific about what it is you're asking them, because otherwise, listen this, please. People, listen, never take offense. Listen to this. because they know what they want. They have an agenda of their own, which is why it's so key for you to have an agenda. They can possibly, as you're speaking, as you're presenting, already see how they can leverage. This is not manipulation. This is not negative. This is not malicious. They can see how they can leverage what you are proposing for their best interest. So they can just give you a counter proposal. They can, and you're coming in, and if you posture yourself like, oh, at your mercy, if you will please open this door, if you would be so kind, they're going to take it that way. Which then means they might give you a counter proposal, which may not be specifically what you need, or which may end up working badly for you. So you need to also research exactly what is my call to action? What am I asking of them specifically, that I know that this is something within their capacity to deliver. Those were the following 3, right? Number 4, 5, 6 of the power moves you need to make in 2022 to position for your next level.